I'm sure you guys can see I'm out here doing chores this afternoon. The first part of this video I did taking off covers off my beds. My tomatoes are looking really good. This is basically what I have in here. We have some other assorted, like in this bed right here. Turn this, see if you can get a little better shot. I'm sure you did from the beginning. This bed right here, I've got eggplant and tomatoes right here on the end. And I've got some basil, of course. I've got some curled mustard, some collard greens in there as well, that I had carried over. This bed here, as you can see, I got another big basil plant in the middle. More tomatoes just in that one alone. And on the far end, I've got some more mustard, collard greens, and the rest of my tomatoes. Now, finally, last couple of videos I know you guys saw, I had my geese in the back here clearing this all out, and they're moved back to the big pen in the front. So we're going to take you on a tour of what we got here today going on. And there also will probably be some animals in the video. Just be forewarned if you're just coming here for garden content. We have some new babies that are about a month and a half old. We have them in the back in one of our garden beds that we're not using as a grow out pen. They're staying semi-shaded. I had to get them some water back here. So we're going to take you guys out and take a look at that. And in here, probably can't see very well, but see if we can catch a glimpse. I got some month and a half old geese in there with a duck that's recovering. But in here, which we have this closed up all clean now, I see some spots. I've got some of my peas are starting to break. I did plant a lot of green beans. I got some cucumbers along the trellises that we put up. And I know before people comment, which is fine, I know they're going to, why I staged my panels like I did, offset like this here. And the reason being is because I put these beds all the way against the fence. And, well, gonna be kind of hard to get back there to service plants and stuff. So I staggered them to make it easier to be able to get in here and harvest stuff as we go. So not a lot of whole bunch of stuff is not coming up yet. Some stuff my wife picked up in this bed here. She's got some rosemary and parsley there, and I've got a sweet basil in the back that had got transplanted. I've got some of my cucumbers finally coming up that we planted a couple days ago, which we like to eat a lot of cucumbers. I really do. And on this back side here, just like the front one, I've got some basil and I've got pepper plants lined on both sides. Some of these are cayenne peppers. We're going to make some hot sauce this year. And then I've got some sweet basil along with all in this area here. I've got a bunch of peas that haven't quite broken yet. We just got a little rain the other day, so hopefully those will start coming up. And look, the cucumbers along there have started popping pretty good. And I think my wife overseeded these because, my God, she wants cucumbers. Now, to tell you what cucumbers I did plant, these right here that you just looked at are straight 8. And I'm sorry, I'm over tripping on stuff. I haven't quite got all my lines finished up yet here and here. These are new beds that we recently put in. I believe right here are F1. Now I can't verify that they're F1, but the package said Munchers, so we're gonna go with Munchers. Now, as you see back here, my other ones, these beds back here, I've got some potatoes, and they're looking really good. They were flowering a little bit on one side until the geese, and that's kind of the other reason why the geese are not in here anymore, is the geese decided to, and you wouldn't think, if you look at this bed, it's pretty tall, right? This cover on it. The geese were actually able to jump up and climb in here like it was nothing. And this is a 3-foot tall bed. So, but anyway, they cleaned this all out. I'm not mad at them. They did eat a few things that I wasn't happy about. My wife was kind of disappointed in this. She's got some parsley in here, but I planted, I don't know if I have any popping up yet, but I planted some squash in here. Yes, I got one right there. Some pan squash right here. I love those little things. Cook them up, make a single meal. I know I've got some zucchini in here. I've got some yellowneck squash. I am going to succession, so it looks like I lost a couple of those plants to the geese. Yes, and if you don't think geese won't eat something, if they're running out of food, they'll eat just about anything as long as it's green. So, I mean, they got a couple of plants that was in here, but we're going to plant more. I've got more seeds. I've got some more ideas back here as well. As we go, I'm going to interplant with the cucumbers here after I see what comes up. I've got some rampicante squash, and I'm sure you've seen other people talk about them where they planted. They're really, really fantastic plant. They're multi-purpose. You can take and use them as a summer squash or a winter squash. You can eat them fresh, and a lot of people say they taste just like a zucchini. I've seen them, but I haven't got to taste them, and I've been really, really wanting to do that. So, but that's about what we got going on right now. Now, these beds right here, this coming week, I have some 1-inch pipe. I'm going to give you a preview of what's coming up. I've got some 1-inch pipe that I'm actually going to be taking and making a trellis system on these beds. That is going to be a permanent fixture on them. I won't let any details about what I'm doing yet. You'll just have to check out the video and watch it if you're interested. And if you got beds where you can do something like this, very simple, lightweight, it's not having to worry about wood or screwing anything together. Maybe I might take and put, I'm not decided yet whether I want to put these, you see these gray stakes, they're fiberglass, very simple, easy to stick in the ground, and I can plug them in deep and put the pipes right on top of it. But that's yet to see how they're going to hold up. I might go in with a self-tapping metal screw and put 1 or 2 of them in each one of the PVC pipes, because this is galvanized. It won't be hard to drill through it, and we'll go with that. But you seen one set of birds that I was talking about, biddies, that we're going to have. So I'm going to take you over here and see if I can point out some of the breeds. Back here, as you can see, I got 3 little female ducks, 1 male. Off of this last hatch, I got 4 of them. Some of these white, you see off-white with a little tan, I actually have 5 baby turkeys in here. that we hatched out. By surprise, we thought we were going to have 4. And as I was about to get the eggs out and dispose of the last 2, well, one of them hatched. So, surprise, 6 out of 5. Not a bad hatch rate. And they're doing really good. I've got some gray bald rock in here. I've got some mystic copper moran. I've got some olive eggers in here. And I've also got the cream leghorn, which they actually do hatch out a blue egg, which is pretty awesome. Something I was pumped up about. Those are the red ones. My thought is with those, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't looked at them all the way, but some people say that you breed a specific bird with a Rhode Island Red, you'll get a sex link out of that, that you can actually tell what they are, you know, within a couple of days hatching, if they're going to be male or female. So that way you know what you need to, if you got pullets, you can take those. If you're selling them especially, it makes it a lot easier. I haven't done all the chicken math on that, but that's something I'm going to do some more investigating, because I actually growing out a lot of birds, and that's something that I actually want to do. So in this you got to start knowing your business and what you're doing with them. But that's about it for today, guys. I appreciate you taking the time to check out the videos. I'm going to try to start doing them more on time here now that we've got things actually going on. I haven't had much content to post about. But yeah, these are the new babies. I'm pretty excited to see where these guys go. It's going to be fun. Especially as I got some turkeys now. And I'm going to tell you my honest opinion. I like chickens, but I am starting to see what they're talking about. Birds. Chickens, you know, they're okay for output for eggs, but I've noticed turkey's a lot hardier bird. They are a lot spunkier. Like out of the hatch, they're ready to go. They're just all around much more livelier bird than what I've seen with the chickens. Ducks are real good for egg production. They have a little bit higher cholesterol, but they will lay without fail, especially if they got water. Yeah, you'll keep getting egg production from ducks. But I don't want to bore you guys with any other stuff. I'm going to let you go for now, and I appreciate you. There. see my one duck there. She's limping. She had a swollen joint there. We've been giving her natural antibiotics, and I guess it's been about a week and a half now. She's the swelling has gone down, and she's progressing. We're trying to use it. Trying to do it naturally and slow. We don't want to force it. Just pump it with chemicals. Natural solution that we can use. You can give it to all your animals. It's a natural antibiotic. But I thought I'd make some bonus really clear. Just so you guys can see the little ones. That's if you watched the previous video with the geese hatching, that's these guys here. Did I post that video 13 days ago? So yeah, they're about a month old now. They are growing like bad weeds. They'll soon join the flock in the front. The last couple of hatches I've done, I've had really, really horrible hatch rates with them trying to hatch their own. So at this point, I'm not letting them sit on any eggs anymore. Everything's going to be incubated from now on. But guys, that's where I'm going to stop this one here.